Hi, hello, dear students. Welcome to periodic table introduction class. Okay, so in this, the first introduction is based on our elemental building blocks. It means what are exactly the elements, and you know that gold we can directly see, oxygen we cannot see. That an element is a substance that cannot be broken up into simpler ingredients in the as per the olden science. Each one is made up of tiny building blocks we'll call atoms. So elements are built up of tiny particles called atoms. So this is ancient theory related informations and all. Most elements are joined with other elements to make compounds, and which are made by combining two or more elements. You know that combination of elements will give compounds. This includes what is the best example to understand that a compound is formed. What is a compound which is formed with a combination of hydrogen and oxygen elements? Elements in our world, there are 118 elements in the periodic table, and 92 out of them are found in nature, while the others are made by humans. You all know every element is unique, and most of the elements are solids like the metals. At room temperature, what happens? 11 elements are gases, while bromine and mercury are only the two liquids we have. That means in the elemental study, we have to understand that what are the important gases are present and liquids are present, and bromine and mercury are liquid in state. At room temperature, there are 11 elements are also identified as gases. Now we can see there is a bromine liquid with a bromine gas here. In this picture, you are observing bismuth crystals also you are observing in the right side of this picture we have. Now, if you see the different parts of this diagrams here, earth is there, water is there, air is there, fire is there. So what is the ancient ideas about the elements is, the idea of the elements is very old and dating back about 2600 years to ancient Greece. However, Greek thinkers believed that the world was made of just four elements, that is earth, water, fire and air. These are four important elements. They have noticed that they are responsible for this development of earth. And Empedocles, an influential scholar, is a scientist, was the first to propose that these elements made up of all structures. Only one much as later did scientists learn that none of these are actually elements. For 1,000 years, everybody from ancient Egyptian priests to medieval European alchemists speculated about the definition and classification of elements. You can see Iranian alchemists in their workshop here in this right side of the picture diagram. And now we'll see elements in and around us how. So ancient, about 99% of the human body is now said to be made from just 6 elements. Though they are combined together to form thousands of different compounds, the 6 elements are found to be important in a human body. On the other hand, Earth atmosphere is a mixture of gases, and most of which are pure elements. And we know about 99% of air is made from nitrogen and oxygen. You can see the picture from the extreme right side. We have phosphorus, calcium 1.5%, phosphorus 1%, nitrogen 3%, hydrogen 10% in the brain, and carbon 18.5%, oxygen 65% in the human body it is there. On the other hand, the earth atmosphere, if you observe in that 78% is nitrogen is there and 21% oxygen, argon 0.9% is there, others remaining 0.1% is there. So from these observations, alchemy and mysticism, how discussed is chemists or scientists to study about elements and compounds are called alchemy or mysticism. However, there existed the chemists or medieval researchers believing the mixture of scientists and magic alchemists try to change ordinary metals into gold, like lead is converted into gold. But they failed because elements cannot be changed from one type to another type. But the process they discovered many new elements and developed several processes that chemists still use today. So alchemy is most important in this discussion we have. Then after against what scientist, Iranian scientist and chemist did earlier, one more scientist, renowned scientist, Irish scientist called Robert Boyle, first person in science to understand the elements was in the science that he pursued science through reason. In 1660, he performed the first chemistry experiments to show that much of what alchemists believed was wrong. That is proved by Robert Boyle. And you can see here gold. They try to convert lead into gold. Gold will looks like this very pure and this pure state. The diagram you are observing. We go to the next one. We have chemical discoveries. How happened after that? The ancient concept of four elements: earth, water, fire, and air expanded to a belief that every substance on earth was made from mixture of these elements. That means every substance in earth was believed to made with the elements. However, many substances including mercury is there, sulfur is there, and gold did not fit this idea. For the last 300 years, chemists have followed the long series and clues to reveal the true nature of elements, their atoms, and what happens to them during chemical reactions. We have in 19th century Humphrey Davy, English scientist, discovered several new metals used. So electrolysis was discovered. And he discovered several metals. So electrolysis experiments in which electric splits chemical substance compounds into their elements. So that is the most striking aspect of our science. And Davy discovered a total of 9 new elements, including magnesium, potassium. Humphrey's discovery is how very important to understand. So this right side we have observed the magnesium crystal looks like this, and the yellow colored here a granule of pure sulfur also now we are observing from the chemists and their service to the world. Pioneering chemistry here, many of the first breakthroughs in chemistry came in 1700s from the investigations into composition of air. Chemists such as Joseph Black, Henry Cavendish, Joseph Priestley discovered several different airs which we now all call gases. They also found that gases could react with solid substances which they called earths. And these discoveries began a journey that revealed that there are dozens of elements, not just four. Today, scientists have identified 118 elements, but more may be discovered in time in the coming days. Antoine Lavoisier in 1777, the French scientist Antoine Lavoisier proved that sulfur was an element. This yellow substance was familiar for thousands of years, but Lavoisier performed experiments to show that it is a simple substance that could not be divided up any further. So, in the same year, he also found that water was not an element but a compound of hydrogen and oxygen. So, 1777 experiments performed by Antoine Lavoisier revealed two important secrets. One secret is sulfur is the purest element; it cannot be further divided. Contains sulfur element atoms only. But hydrogen, water is not an element. He proved that water is not an element. It's a compound. It consists of hydrogen and oxygen. Likewise, John Dalton also given many services to this world. Particles of elements carbon and oxygen combines to carbon dioxide, and also suggested during chemical reactions particles rearrange to make compounds. And these are the most important striking things that were discovered by John Dalton in the year 1803, and he made several assumptions to this discovery of atoms and elements. Also, table of elements here we are observing in this diagram. We have hydrogen and other things here. The table of elements: mercury is there, and potassium is there, soda is there. So many are there. Then after Berzelius came. Then after the discoveries started rapidly, and after that they told that states of matter is nothing but elements can exist in three states. They have identified solids, liquids, gases are all there in this atmosphere. At room temperature, so many elements they have identified. They are solids and gases. 11 are gases, and 2 are liquids. That's what we have discussed about bromine and mercury. And elements can change from one state to another state, and these changes do not alter the atoms of these elements but rearrange them in different ways. That was discovered. After you can see that the picture in the right side, a solid keeps in its shape and has a fixed volume. And liquid case, if you observe, liquid takes the shape of the container, but it volumes remains fixed. In the case of gases, gas will fill any container, no matter how large or small. That is, gases properties also discovered. Or the Jacob Berzelius in 1800s, a Swedish doctor, Jacob Berzelius, investigated the chemicals in rocks and minerals. He found two minerals that contained new elements. Named these elements are cerium and thorium. So after Ceres, the dwarf planet, and thorium after Thor, the Viking god of thunder. So that is the actual name came behind the chunk of the pure cerium here. You can see in the left side and right side you can see pure cesium inside the sealed container. That is cesium. So Jacob Berzelius is a doctor in the 1800s. He had investigated these chemicals. That is one of the striking aspects of our study of elemental blocks. Then after started discussing about the inside an atom, what is there. So many scientists started thinking about what might be there inside the atom. So after that they told that atom is the smallest unit of element. Atoms are too small to see. So even with the most powerful microscopes also it is not possible to see easily. But they are everywhere. They consist of small particles called protons, neutrons and electrons. And every element has unique number of protons they have identified. Now after that we are studying about what is atomic number. So that is nothing but number of protons in an atom of an element is called atomic number. The atomic number of an atom usually identifies the element is belongs to every atom that has equal to the number of electrons. Elements found naturally on Earth, hydrogen as the smallest atom that has atomic number given as 1, while uranium atoms have the highest atomic number, that is 91. Smallest atomic number is 1, hydrogen, and highest atomic number is 92, which are available naturally on Earth. You can see hydrogen here in this picture. The red dot indicates electron. The yellow color location indicates that is nucleus. So this shell is a space in the hydrogen atom where one electron circles the proton at the center of the atom. You see lithium case, if you see lithium, we have three such type of electrons are in the shells. In a lithium atom, two shells house 3 electrons in which circle the protons and neutrons at the center. Case of 92 uranium cases here, 7 shells in this house of 92 electrons, uranium atom around the nucleus. So now what is shell here? What we are telling about shell here. What is electron? Nothing but electron is a tiny negatively charged particle in an atom that is called electrons, and they are involved in a way that atoms of elements react, form bonds with the atoms of their elements. What about the shell? Shell is nothing but electrons in an atom move around the nucleus. They are arranged in layers called shells. When they are reacting with each other, atoms tends to fill up their outer shells to become more stable. That is what the meaning of shell. Now let us see the neutron. We discussed about the neutron in that one. Is also building block of the elements and atom. As its name suggests, that neutrons are neutral particles, and which means they do not have any kind of electrical charge. A neutron weighs the same as a proton, much more than electron. Coming to the proton here, protons have positive electric charge. The charge attracts the negatively charged electrons and holding them in a place around the nucleus. Because earth protons, each proton's charge is cancelled out by equal charge of electron. So that atom has no overall charge and therefore this is neutral. Atom is neutral. Now you can see what are the facts about atoms. Atomic facts. Helium 3, helium 4. If you observe helium 3, helium 4. Here, in the extreme right side of our discussion. It means these are actually isotopes. Well, every element has unique number of electrons, protons in its atoms. But the number of neutrons can be varied. So these different forms were called isotopes. For example, helium has two isotopes and one contains 3 neutrons, other contains 4 neutrons. That's why we called helium 3 and 4. Differently, they are isotopes. An electromagnet attracts metal pieces, also identified in the studies, that is called as electromagnetism. Atoms work like tiny magnets. Here you can see the picture here in this. They hold them together. That means a force called electromagnetism holds them together. It makes particles with opposite charges such as protons and electrons attract each other. Those with similar charges repel each other. The magnet is an object in which magnetic forces for atoms attract and repel other objects. An electromagnet develops magnetism when electric current runs through it. You can see here, this is the picture here. So atomic pioneers. Before that, what is nucleus also you can observe? Is the central core, nucleus. When atom is made up of protons and neutrons, nearly all the mass of atom is packed into the nucleus, and this gives every element a unique atomic mass. During the atomic research in early 20th century, Sir Ernest Rutherford, a New Zealand scientist, expanded our understanding of the structure of atoms. He discovered protons and proved that they were located in the atom's nucleus. So Rutherford proved that protons are located in the nucleus with these experiments. Okay. So this is what our introduction today, and periodic table of elements introduction, if you just observe in that case, is a very useful way of organizing the elements, arranging the elements in order of the atomic numbers. Presently we are observing according to order of atomic number only, which is the number of protons and in the nucleus of an atom, and is unique in every element. So every element to element, what will happen? This number of atoms, electrons will be changed. That's why the properties also changes. The table also divides here. We have elements, two rows. Elements into the rows, which are called periods, and into columns, they are called as groups. Dmitry Mendeleev, scientist who devised the table, arranged the elements based on the similarity of the certain physical and chemical properties. You can observe here. This is hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, beryllium, calcium, strontium, barium, radium, scandium, yttrium, lanthanum, lutetium, lanthanum, actinium, titanium, zirconium, hafnium, rutherfordium, vanadium, niobium, tantalum, dubnium, and we have chromium, molybdenum, tungsten, seaborgium, manganese, technetium, rhenium, borium, and iron, ruthenium, osmium, hassium, cobalt, rhodium, iridium, meitnerium, neon, nickel, palladium, platinum, dermacidum, copper, silver, gold, rhodium, zinc, cadmium, mercury, copernicium. When it comes to this 57, between 57 we have lanthanides are there. In that case also lanthanum to lutetium, lanthanides told of that. Between 89 to 103 they call their actinides, actinium to lutetium, 103 atomic number. So lanthanum, cerium, praseodymium, neodymium, promethium, samarium, europium, gadolinium, terbium, these are located in the periodic table of lanthanides elements. So if you see that periodic table, along with the terbium, dysprosium, holmium, erbium, thulium, yttrium, lutetium also there. That is bifurcated, this page. That's why it looks like this. And after that, californium, ES stands for Einsteinium and all these things. So we will discuss about that one later class. Thank you.